Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jessica and I am a mom. Oh, my name is Mama, is what my daughter just said. I have obviously one baby on my lap, and then I have another one in front of me. And then I have a 3-year-old running around. So, excuse any crying or talking that might occur. Anyways, so I thought I would go ahead and make a video today on what people don't tell you about being a parent. You know, they tell you a lot of things about being a parent, but a lot of times I feel like people forget, or they'll say it, but they don't say like everything that's included in being a parent, or that people don't normally think of. As an example, we can see that I can't make a video without having to feed a baby, or babies in this case. See? We can't just have a moment of silence at all. I tried to do it while they were taking a nap. This is like my 5th time trying. And we see where this is going. So let's hope you don't mind babies in the picture, because, you know, it's not going to happen any other way. That's probably going to be the majority of my videos, is there's going to be a child taking place in one of them. So I also thought I would talk about how there's no way to get ready. As you can tell, I have some of my hair done. It probably doesn't even look that good. I had like 3 minutes to do my hair. So I curled the front, the back is a mess. Let's just ignore that. Let's pretend it's not a thing. Okay? But I didn't have time to do makeup, because makeup is non-existent when it comes to children. I try, but you know, I really gotta like set them down for a nap, and I gotta make sure that it's a thing. Like, I have to make sure during that time, instead of me doing what I need to do, I gotta put off cleaning. I gotta put off doing my hair. It's either makeup or hair. There's no in between. You can't do both. It's one or the other. And if it's gonna be makeup, you're probably gonna have a total of 10 minutes before one of them comes in and starts trying to bother you. And you know, it's just not a fun thing. And if you're gonna want to do, you know, you want to look nice, it's not gonna happen. It's just not. You're gonna look like a mess. You're gonna look like this. I mean, maybe not just like this. Maybe you can pull yourself better together than I can, because God only knows that this looks not so great. Hi. You know, people also say that, like, you know, when you have a kid, you're gonna figure it out. Well, you totally will, because you're just gonna wing the whole dang thing. Like, let's be serious. You're gonna have the kid, you're not gonna know what you're doing, and you're just gonna be like, I think this is what I'm supposed to do. And no one actually has the right answers. Like, even though they say they have the right answers, they totally don't. They, half the time, they don't know what is going on. And so they're winging the whole thing. Because I don't feel like there's a right and wrong way to raise your kid. As long as my kids are alive, healthy, you know, smart, that type of thing, I feel like I have been a successful parent. Have I been a perfect parent? No, because I make mistakes, and I feel like every parent out there does, and if they say they don't, they're probably lying. I mean, everyone makes mistakes, okay? So don't feel like you making a few mistakes as a parent is going to ultimately like mess up their lives. Because if we're being serious, I'm pretty sure most of us as teenagers thought that our parents were ruining our lives. And even though they probably tried their best to make sure that we were happy, there was no way. And so we already know that, you know, there's no way to be a perfect parent in anyone's eyes, because at some point we're going to be their enemy. So I think that one of the other big things is when you have a kid, I think people tell you how much you're going to love that kid, but you're also going to be so confused too, because you're like, all of a sudden you have this baby, and it's, you know, taking up all of your time. And if we're being honest, babies just eat, sleep, and poop for the most part at the very beginning, and they don't do much else. They don't show you love, they don't show you any affection, and you're gonna sit here and you're gonna be like, man, this thing is a lot of work. And it is, it's totally a lot of work. And then you're gonna be like, you know, you're gonna be so infatuated with this baby, and you're not gonna know why, really, because at first they don't do much of anything. And even to the point where these two are at, you guys don't do much of anything except for scream at me either. Yeah, all you do is scream at me. Yeah. There will be days that you feel like you can just not handle any more of these children. I mean, I have two, and then I babysit a third, and there are days where I'm like, if I could just go on vacation, and vacation could be the rest of my life, I would take it in a heartbeat. And you took... Riker, work with me, not against me. Work with me. But there will be those days where you're like, stop it. Where you're like, you're driving me crazy like they are right now. They're driving me nuts. But it's okay. But then you're going to look at them one day, and it'll probably be a few days too, because like for me, I know for me, there's a few days in a week that I'm like, man, I cannot handle this anymore. I'm going to go crazy with them. I just want a vacation away from them. But then you're going to look at them and go, I can bear being away from you for 2 seconds. Ouch. And you can't. Like, I try to go on date nights all the time, which hardly ever happen, but when I try, the whole time, my husband and I are thinking about our kids the entire time. We can't even focus on ourselves because we're too busy focusing on what our kids are doing. Like, how does that even happen? So, you will love those kids no matter what, and all you're going to do is you're going to be concerned about those kids. Even when you're away for just a little bit. Even if you trust where they're at, because I trust my parents, and I know that they're taking good care of them, I still freak out the whole time because you never know what's going to happen. And another thing is, I mentioned that, date nights aren't going to be a thing. And they're not. And so because date nights aren't going to be a thing anymore, your whole relationship is going to change. Instead of your relationship just being based on you and, the individual that you're with, instead of it just being that, now it's your whole relationship is based off of the kid. And you don't have a lot of time to yourself because, especially when they're newborns, all you're doing is focusing all of your time and energy trying to make sure they're happy. And, you might get lucky, and you might have a really good baby. I did not get lucky with either one of mine, and they were both pretty temperamental babies. They'd be happy for a little bit, and you'd be like, yes, I can get some sleep, and then the next minute you'd be like, they'd be screaming their heads off, and nothing you can do makes them happy. And even at 6 months old, they're still like that, or 3 in her case. She's still temperamental. But your whole relationship is going to change from it, and a lot of times you're going to have to know that your partner, not only your partner, but you yourself are going to have issues with dealing some of these changes. I know my husband, felt kind of left out because I was, I was a stay-at-home mom for both of my kids, and I breastfed with both of them. And so when I was doing that, he felt like there wasn't any way he could help me. And if we're being honest, there was only so much he could do. He could change the diapers, he could help me with some of the stuff around the house and trying to help me out. But there wasn't a ton he could do, and he felt bad about it, and he didn't know what to do. So he felt really left out with both of them. Not so much with him, but with my daughter, he felt really left out, and it kind of hurt our relationship for a while. And so you're going to have to figure out together how to keep your relationship alive. Hey, people also forget to tell you that Google is going to be your new best friend, because guess what? You're not going to be able to go out. You're not going to be able to have many friends. You're probably, for the first few weeks at least, not going to have a job and stuff. So you got all this extra time. And you think you don't have a lot of extra time because you're going to be busy with the baby. But even still, you're sitting there feeding the baby. You're sitting there taking care of the baby, changing the baby. There's a lot of free time that is, available. And you don't ever know what to do with it. And so Google's your new best friend. You're going to start Googling the most random things ever. Also forget to tell you is that Google is going to become your new best friend. All of the things you need to know, you're going to be Googling, and half the stuff isn't even going to be useful. You're going to be like, okay, my kid has a dot on them. Why do they have a dot on them? So you're going to be Googling all day trying to figure out what is wrong with this kid, and you never really resolve it. It goes away on its own. So my advice is to try not to freak out about every little thing that happens, because you know the internet is so easy to freak people out. And so try not to freak out every single time something happens, because I know personally when I have all this extra time, I have a tendency to like overreact to a lot of stuff that's going on. And so I think that my children are dying just because they have a dot on them, or just because, you know, they spit up or something like that. I think that it's the end of the world, and it's not. So Google will be very useful, or whatever you use to search stuff. It'll be super useful, but at the same time, all you're going to be doing is freaking yourself out. So you also just need to keep in mind that people are going to tell you things that are, you know, they're just going to try to make you more worried than things. You know, people have been being parents for millions of years, and so it's not like being a parent is a new thing. And everyone thinks that they know how to do it. And you know what? I don't think there is a right or wrong answer for it. And so I think you need to keep that in mind. You're going to have people like your mother-in-laws and your father-in-laws and stuff like that, or your parents or your aunts, uncles, cousins, whatever in your life. They're going to be telling you certain things about kids and things that aren't going to necessarily be true to you. So we'll also forget to tell you that everyone seems to have the right answer to everything. And it's not completely true, because just because your mother-in-law, father-in-law, cousin, mom, dad, brother, sister, whatever, thinks that they know best when it comes to parenting does not necessarily mean that it's going to be true for you as a parent. I found with both of my kids, each kid was completely different, and I had to change how I parent with both of them. Like for instance, my son he's a baby, so it's not like it's a big deal, but you know, with him, he was a little bit more difficult than my daughter was. And so for me, it was more dealing with my personal problems versus dealing with his, because you know, with him, you know, because he was easy to figure out once, you know, you started to get the hang of it, but you had to get the hang of him, if that makes any sense at all. Like he needs to be on a constant routine. Like he wants to be fed at a certain time. He wants to be bathed at a certain time. He wants to be put down for a nap. He wants a schedule. And if he's not on that schedule, he's grumpy. He's super mad. And there's pros and cons to being on this schedule, and I'll probably post that in another video. But my daughter, on the other hand, is completely opposite. Like when she was a baby, she did not want a schedule. She wanted to do her own thing. And she was easier as a baby because of that, because I was just, you know, I kind of knew what she wanted, and I'd be able to, you know, she would just kind of do it herself. And that was great. But I had to change it with both of them. I mean, with him, I had to make sure that I kept myself sane and made sure that I was on a schedule myself, even though my daughter was not on the same schedule we were. And like I said, I'll make a whole video versus, like, you know, schedule baby versus non-schedule baby type of thing. Like, it does challenge you as the parent when it comes to something like that. And I think with him, it was a big struggle for me as well, because you know, I was going from one kid to two, and that was a struggle as well. But that'll be a whole nother video. But everyone thinks they have the right answer. And I am making this channel in hopes that I can tell people my side and give you an outlook, but not necessarily the right or wrong, like, outlook, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm not claiming to be a perfect parent, because I'm not. I don't think anyone is. And I'm not claiming to know everything either, but I know that I look on YouTube and I need someone to, you know, almost talk to, if that makes any sense, like listen to almost, to make me feel like I'm not alone and stuff. And that's what I'm here for. So if you like these type of videos, this madness really, then please push the thumbs up button and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for videos, or if you have anything that you think that I should do, feel free to comment and I'll try to read it. I'm just hoping that this will be a good little community for us, and we can all kind of get together and feel like we're not alone in this craziness called parenthood, because it's crazy. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you. Bye.